Live from downtown Spokane, this is 4 News Now at 6.
We begin with breaking news. The entire Spokane County community is mourning. Spokane County Sheriff Sergeant Kenneth Solis died in the line of duty this morning. Thanks for joining us. I'm Hannah Joy. Rob King has the night off. Here is where Sergeant Solis was killed. It happened on I-90 near the Four Lakes exit. Our Alexandra Conyards shares what led up to the crash and a look at the sergeant's long history of serving our community.
A beloved sergeant deputy lost his life in the line of duty this morning.
It's a very tough time for the people who worked for him, who worked with him, because he was such a good and professional deputy.
Sergeant Kenneth Solis dedicated more than 3 decades of his life to the Spokane County Sheriff's Office. Today began like many others, patrolling a familiar stretch of I-90. But the routine turned tragic when Solis was struck by a motorcyclist while trying to remove a hay bale from the freeway that fell off the back of a pickup truck. Solis died from the severity of his injuries.
He ended up having to pay a price that no one should have to pay, just by doing what was right.
The sheriff's office claims there was no malice involved in the crash, saying what happened was an incredibly unfortunate accident.
And sometimes that's what's tough, is to make sense of something that we're not going to make sense of.
Flags are currently flying at half-staff here outside of the public safety building in Spokane. The department says that he was a very important part of their team and was only 30 shifts away from retiring.
He had been in my office just yesterday, telling me that he had planned to retire on September 30th.
In his 34 years in law enforcement, Solis served in various roles. Before that, he dedicated 2 decades to the Air Force and National Guard. To those who had the honor of knowing him, he is remembered as a devoted leader.
I think he took the idea of being a servant leader to heart, and I think the men and women who worked with him and worked for him would tell you that they just absolutely loved working for him.
Sheriff John Knowles says those wishing to pay their respects to Solis can do so at the Law Enforcement Memorial in front of the Public Safety Building. In Spokane, Alexandra Conyards, 4 News Now.
Within the last few minutes, we have learned that as of now, no charges have been filed against anyone involved in this crash. Spokane Mayor Lisa Brown released a statement reading in part, "The city of Spokane extends its deepest sympathies to his family, friends, and colleagues with the Spokane County Sheriff's Office." The mayor also added that flags will remain at half-staff until Monday to honor Solis. Now, this tragedy is a reminder on how important it is to secure your load before hitting the road. Now, Washington state officials say they were responsible for more than 300 crashes and 32 injuries last year. So if your load is not secure, fines can range anywhere from $50,000 to $5,000 if anyone gets hurt. Drivers could even face criminal charges. For ways you can pay your respects to Sergeant Solis, head to KXLY.com. Here's our hometown hero, Spokane's own Ann McClain and the rest of her team. Now, this is the moment they splash down back to Earth. She has been on the International Space Station since March, leading a mission to help rescue 2 astronauts who were stranded for months. This was her second trip to space, and on her way back, she shared how grateful she was for this opportunity. She said that as a kid, she thought the coolest part would be the launch or the spacesuit, but it turns out it's really about the people behind the scenes. In a statement in part, she said, "It's all about the dedicated folks who may never get recognized, but wake up every single day to be part of something bigger than themselves." Sheesh, wow, what a hero,
and
right?
a story we've been following for quite some time. It's great to see it.
Most definitely,
finally.
Yeah. And we also consider Bing Crosby, you're Gonzaga, right?
Alum,
right?
yes.
And so, like, I have to tell you this is so funny. Like, in 1st grade, I had learned a Bing Crosby song, like, "Would you like to swing on a star? You don't know that one?
But you didn't think you were going to get a song on the 6 o'clock news.
Man, you guys should feel pretty special.
Well, you should also feel pretty special with the weather that we've gotten to enjoy today. I can't think. Oh, yes, the moon. Yes, Hannah, thank you for the reminder. We're going to see a full moon tonight here in Spokane. That's happening after midnight tonight. So if you're a late night person, you can stay up for that. But right now in Spokane, skies are clear and there is very little chance of rain in the forecast. Here's our radar showing how dry our region is right now. And that is going to continue into the rest of the week. We saw some sprinkles a few days ago, but those are not coming back for a few days. Instead, we're keeping an eye on our heat advisory Monday and Tuesday in much of our region in Spokane and Coeur d'Alene. Conditions are going to be dry and hot, temperatures getting up into the high 90s. Current winds right now 13 miles per hour in Spokane, 9 miles per hour in Coeur d'Alene, with gusts up to 18 miles per hour. 5 in Spokane Valley, 7 in Moses Lake, 3 in Sandpoint. Now, for the rest of your evening, we're already starting to cool down for the night, so we're going to get into the 60s in the wee hours of the morning, but it's going to heat right back up tomorrow as the beginning of that warming trend. But don't worry, there's a cool down on the way. I'll tell you more about that in my full forecast. Hannah?
Thank you, Mary. Around the nation, police in Atlanta are investigating a deadly shooting that happened outside the CDC headquarters yesterday. One officer was killed, and authorities believe the gunman was motivated by a hatred of vaccines. CNN's Jen Sullivan has the story.
The booming sound of multiple gunshots captured in this video, terrifying witnesses. Then, authorities rushing to the scene of a reported active shooter near Emory University in Atlanta Friday. Police believe the target was the headquarters of the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, where multiple windows were shattered by bullets. One CDC employee says he was sitting in his car when he saw the shooter approach the building.
He raised the rifle sort of at an angle and started firing at the CDC's campus.
Then the employee called 911.
The CDC campus did receive multiple rounds into their buildings.
Authorities say DeKalb County police officer David Rose was killed by the gunman.
He gave his life with a commitment to serve others.
The shooter was found dead inside a CVS store across the street. Police have identified him as Patrick Joseph White. Authorities believe he may have targeted the CDC over personal health concerns that he blamed on the COVID-19 vaccine. The CDC is one of the world's leading health agencies, but it has been forced to make steep cuts during the second Trump administration.
The fact that this may have occurred because of the dangerous lies being spread about vaccines it's an outrage.
This shooting comes days after the Trump administration announced it was canceling $500 million in federal funding for mRNA vaccine research, the same science which helped create the COVID-19 shot. And comes amid a rise in vaccine skepticism due to misinformation. New data from the CDC shows the number of kindergartners getting an exemption for required vaccines has increased since the pandemic, and the vast majority are for non-medical reasons. I'm Jen Sullivan reporting.
Idaho is joining other Republican states in sending National Guard troops to help ICE. Now, Governor Brad Little says the Guard will handle administrative work so ICE agents can focus on enforcement. Under a Trump administration order, Idaho is one of 20 states calling on 1,700 troops. So far in Idaho, that means about 14 troops will be involved. But not everyone is on board about this. Critics say this is government overreach, and some like Washington Governor Bob Ferguson say using the Guard this way could increase tension and violence. Still ahead, do you have a student heading off to college? See how one Washington mom turned her own heartbreak into action, helping other college kids. Plus, in this week's Air 4 adventure, we will go for a ride over a wheat field on the Palouse to see the harvest and where it's headed.
And the Mariners are one game behind the Astros for the lead in the division and a ticket to postseason baseball. What Mariners manager Dan Wilson says is the key to keeping this momentum at home this weekend. That's coming up next in sports.
Download the KXLY Plus app on your connected TV.
Beat the heat. Always water before 10 a.m. or after 6 p.m.
Yeah, AAA. My hoopty is down, man. Broke down.
Your hoopty?
Yeah, my hoopty.
Your hoopty?
Yeah, hoopty. It's a car. Old car. Classic, I should say.
Oh, your hoopty. Yeah, we got a truck on the way.
You're on the way. Yeah, let me hear a little something, man.
All right, here you go.
Something I know.
My hoopty rolling, tailpipe dragging, don't work and my girl keeps nagging. Hoopty.
Change is always happening. It's part of life. Here at Xfinity, we want to do our part to keep one thing the same, with a 5-year price guarantee on our internet. So no matter how your other costs change, you get 5 years of the most reliable Wi-Fi, with our best equipment included, for a price that stays exactly the same.
You'll find American Pride countywide at this year's Sanders County Fair and Rodeo in Plains, Montana, Labor Day weekend. Bring the whole family for the best county fair around, right on the scenic Clark Fork River where admission is always free. The Sanders County Fair has tasty food, creative displays, 4-H animals, a wonderful carnival, exciting rodeo action, fun music concerts, and the carnage on the Clark Fork Demo Derby. Tickets available at SandersCountyFair.com, the fair office, or see us on Facebook. Plan to make great family memories on the greenest grass in Montana Labor Day weekend at the Sanders County Fair and Rodeo in Plains.
When I came back from the war, I was barely hanging on by a thread. I'm here today because of Tanya's relentless efforts in trying to get me healed. She says, Michael, I know you've got a plan to take your life today, but if you give me just 5 more minutes to love you.
5 more minutes, 5 more minutes, honey, 5 more minutes to love.
Michael has actually taught me what it looks like to accept help.
4 News Now's Get Outside Guide is brought to you by Click It RV.
Thanks for staying with us. The Seattle Mariners are just a half-hour away from first pitch against the Tampa Bay Rays. It's Game 2 in the series in Seattle, and it's also Ichiro Suzuki Hall of Fame weekend. The Seattle legend is being honored all weekend long. Tonight, though, his number retirement ceremony is happening right now. Ichiro is a 10-time All-Star, 10-time Gold Glove winner, and the 2001 AL MVP and Rookie of the Year. So the Mariners are trying to impress the Hall of Famer while he's in town. And it started with Cal Raleigh's go-ahead home run for a dramatic win over Tampa Bay last night. The win brings the Mariners just 1 game behind the Houston Astros for the lead in the division. Manager Dan Wilson loves their recent confidence, but also knows his team has been here before and needs them to keep their head down.
It's a really good feeling in the clubhouse, and there is a lot of confidence. And I think the thing that is, you take from that, and a lot of these guys have been there before. You love the confidence, but there's still a lot of work to be done. And this time of year, it's about W's. Sometimes they aren't pretty, but a W's a W.
The Mariners have won 7 of their last 10 games and are looking for another W tonight. Logan Evans takes the mound for Seattle. First pitch against the Rays is at 6:40 in T-Mobile Park. And now we're taking a nice live look over One Spokane Stadium, where the Spokane Velocity are gearing up for a match against AV Alta FC. The Spokane Velocity are facing that 6th place team in their League One standings. And for the last few months, the Velocity have been at the top of the pack. Right now, they're sitting in 2nd place, but a win tonight against Alta FC would definitely help Spokane reach back to that #1 spot in league rankings. Kickoff inside One Spokane Stadium is at 7 o'clock tonight. The Washington State Cougars wrapped up week 2 of fall camp yesterday, and head coach Jimmy Rogers says he's starting to see quite a few standouts emerge from his roster. Hudson Cedarland is one of the guys that sticks out in his position group. Cedarland spent the first 3 seasons on the Palouse as a linebacker, only playing once last season on special teams. And at the end of last year, he says he thought the game of football had nothing left to give him, and as he was cleaning out his locker, Coach Rogers told him they would give him a chance on the offensive side of the ball. Both Cedarland and Rogers are saying the switch to tight end has been revitalizing and a positive change.
I didn't really know what football had left for me, you know what I mean? So I just had kind of just gotten to the point where I'm going to give it all I got, see what happens.
I'm sure glad he stayed because he's carving a role for himself right now.
The Cougs resumed fall camp on Monday, and their season opener is now just 3 Saturdays away. It's the Idaho Vandals traveling 8 miles down the road to Pullman for the border battle. Kickoff between the Cougs and the Vandals is on August 30th at 7 o'clock. Hannah?
Thanks, Sid. It's that time of year again. Hundreds of Cougs are back in Pullman for move-in weekend, and the party's just getting started. Even more are rolling in tomorrow. So if you're heading that way, you might want to avoid Highway 195. There are lane reductions between Babbitt Road and Highway 27 because crews are pretty busy repaving a 7-mile stretch of road. They will be working Mondays through Fridays until late September. To be sure everyone makes it to campus safely, Washington State Patrol will be cracking down on things like speeding and distracted driving on Highway 26 and Highway 195. So here's just a little bit of advice. Slow down and enjoy the views of the rolling hills of the Palouse. It's way better than paying for an expensive ticket. And speaking of college and that whole vibe, for many incoming college freshmen, this is their first real taste of freedom. Many will think about joining a sorority or fraternity or some other campus organization. But with that comes the risk of hazing. Now, parents and students have a new tool to see if an organization has a history of hazing before they can truly make a decision. Hazinginfo.org was created because of this young man on your screen, Sam Martinez. He was a Washington State University student who died of alcohol poisoning at a fraternity event back in 2019. Since then, his mother, Jolene Holtz, has been on a mission, pushing for laws that require universities to publish reports on hazing incidents so other families don't have to go through what she did.
Look up your campus, find out what their situation is with hazing. Have they had a lot of hazing incidents or none? I think that will be life-saving.
You can find a link to the dashboard inside this story on KXLY.com.
90-degree weather is on its way to the inland Northwest, but there's a cool down coming in too. I'll tell you what to prepare for coming up after the break. You're watching 4 News Now at 6.
Sign up for the 4 News Now Daily Local at KXLY.com.
Ready for action? It's no holds barred as King of the Cage features up-and-coming MMA stars battling it out. King of the Cage, live Thursday, September 25th. Visit the Coeur d'Alene Casino box office or CDAcasino.com for tickets.
Winning is just the beginning.
Life moves pretty fast. Work, kids, responsibilities. Where do you find time for you? At Move Fitness, we make it easy. For about $1 a day, you can build a routine that fits your busy life. With flexible hours, expert trainers, and a supportive community, getting started is easier than ever. So why wait? Make time for you for about $1 a day and discover what Move can do for you.
Join the movement. Welcome to Wonders of the World. Come feel the magic inside. Fascinating and powerful crystals from the dawn of time. Incredible natural wonders and prehistoric artifacts. And talk about magic, you should come to Fantasyland. Thousands of pieces of fabulous jewelry and literally millions of beads. Remarkable, astonishing, and whimsical. Come visit Wonders of the World. There's magic inside, and you can take some home.
Push, tap, and swipe away to your next car. It all starts at AutoNation.com. Shop thousands of your favorite used cars and trucks right now with 0 down payment. Plus, make no payments for 90 days. Hurry to your nearest AutoNation store today.
The Gilmore Girls are now on Start TV. It's the beloved series that mixes comedy, drama, and fun. Yes! The Gilmore Girls, weeknights at 5. Watch Start TV over the air on KXLY Channel 4.4.
Here's the deal. We gotta set ourselves up. See, retirement is the long game. We can't play about our future or our finances. Make moves, set up goals. Don't worry about a setback. Just save up, stack up to reach them. Let's put ourselves in the right position. Pre-game to greater things. This is Pretirement.
So you want somewhere to play? We got you. A nice relaxing stay? We got you. Wanna be entertained? We got you. Wanna play golf all day? We got you. Coeur d'Alene Casino. Coeur d'Alene Casino. Winning is just the beginning.
Welcome back. Thanks for spending your Saturday evening with us. Here's a live look at Spokane and Coeur d'Alene this beautiful summer evening. 84 degrees in Spokane, 85 in Coeur d'Alene. Hope you were able to get outside and enjoy that mild summer weather before it really heats up. We have some dry and hot conditions on the way starting tomorrow. A heat advisory Monday and Tuesday, but if you're not a fan of the heat, hold out a few days. Some warm and breezy weather is going to bring those temperatures back down to something a little bit more manageable. But I told you about that heat advisory. This is the areas that it is going to affect. A large part of our region, including Spokane and Coeur d'Alene. This is happening on Monday and Tuesday. Conditions will be hot and dry. So plan to spend Monday and Tuesday somewhere with air conditioning and drink lots of water. Taking a look at our live radar right now, very dry in our region. There's a little storm activity up here in northern Montana, but for the most part, dry, sunny conditions. And that's going to continue into much of our weekend and work week as well. By the time we're heading to bed tonight, it's going to be dry conditions outside and clear as we wake up Sunday morning. Any significant rainfall we may see is going to be way up in that northern region that I told you about earlier, but that's going to pass through by the time you're sitting down to dinner on Sunday. And as we move into Monday morning, dry and clear for your commute to work. And by this time, we're going to be well into our heat advisory. So taking a look at high temperatures this week. This white line is the average high temperature for this time of year. So you can see we're making our way well above that on Monday and Tuesday, seeing potentially 96 and 97 degree days. But here's that cool down I was talking about. Around Wednesday, the winds are going to come in and bring these temperatures back down to low 80s, something that I think is a lot more comfortable. Now, temperatures right now are 84 in Spokane, 85 in Coeur d'Alene. A little bit warmer down in the Tri-Cities and Wenatchee, and cooler over here in Montana and that edge of Idaho. But it's only going to get hotter tomorrow. A 9-degree increase in Coeur d'Alene, 6-degree increase in Spokane. Taking a look at the winds in our region, we have 13 miles per hour winds in Spokane coming up from the southwest. Similar directional in Coeur d'Alene with gusts up to 18 miles an hour. Let's take a look at our planning forecast. We're going to have 93-degree weather tomorrow, and then it's going to pick up into those heat advisory days. Tuesday is the day we got our eye on, 97 degrees before it cools down with the winds coming in on Wednesday. And you can see precipitation levels very low. So like I said, hope you enjoyed those sprinkles that we had a few days ago, because it's going to be dry and hot as we begin our week. Hannah?
Thanks, Mayor. It's time to take flight with the Air Force drone. We're going up, up, up and away. This week, we're heading out to the Palouse, where wheat farmers are busy bringing in the harvest. Let's soar high above one farm and get a close-up to the action in this brand new Air Force adventure.
We are about a mile and a half due east of Rockford. This would be the northern edge of the Palouse. We're on our winter wheat now. The bluegrass is done. Got a couple of John Deere combines with 40-foot headers on them and auto steer, and my nephew and one of my sons is running them, and another fellow's running the bank out wagon, and we've got the semi-trucks running and hauling grain into the elevator, and hopefully we'll be done here in about a week. This wheat is soft white, and most of this goes to noodles. So most of this will be exported to Asia. The hard reds and the dark northern springs, and there's some of that raised around here too. That'll be used, some of that locally. Yeah, most of this goes down the river to Portland on a barge, and then it goes from there on a ship and goes to Europe or Asia. We're mostly direct seed here now, which is used to be no-till, but it's called direct seed now. So we'll go right back in on that stubble and seed right back into it next spring. But we're taking the excess straw off because it's difficult to get through, so we're taking it off. They're baling the bales up, and they'll probably go to Canada to the mushroom farms. It's beautiful. 4 seasons, the rolling hills, the canyons, the lakes. Within a few hours of driving, you can do about anything here.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
4 News Now is brought to you by Windermere Real Estate.
Before, our service would be in and out. We wanted to switch to T-Mobile to make sure that we have better coverage.
T-Mobile is now the best network. And with the most satellites, we're connecting hundreds of thousands in places where cell towers can't reach with T-Satellite.
I signed up for T-Satellite and give me peace of mind as a mom that makes life better knowing that it's there when we need it.
Upgrade to the best network. Right now, switch and save at least 20% versus AT&T and Verizon. Plus, your plan price is guaranteed for 5 years.
At 4 News Now, we're part of this community, sharing your stories, listening to your voice, and delivering the news that matters most to you. Numerica believes in and supports that mission.
Thank you.
I got this.
Thanks. I'm Alex.
I'm Jade.
From the beautiful craftsmanship of cabinets to the stylish looks of granite, quartz, and marble countertops, Northwest Granite has the staff and selection to help you transform your home, office, or cabin into the place of your dreams. Northwest Granite.
From groceries to gas, more of us are paying with our phones. But what if it gets lost or stolen? I'm Natalie Brandt. Don't let convenience cost you. I'll show you the simple steps to lock down your digital wallet and keep your money safe. Monday on Good Morning.
An immense window of opportunity is opening, and if you don't adjust your investing strategies now, you and your portfolio may miss out. Think about all the parabolic stock moves you've missed simply because you weren't prepared. Well, not this time. My new book, Unbreakable Investor, will teach you how I'm already capitalizing on today's opportunities with winning trades like these.
Everyone should read this book.
My investing performance has improved.
I got the book, and it's been one of the best things I've ever done.
Charles Payne's book has allowed me to finally achieve the results that I'm looking for.
I have made substantial gains over what my broker produced over the years.
If you're considering getting Charles's book, don't wait.
Text me right now, and I'll send you a free copy.
Text the word GIFT to 505-505 to claim your free copy of Charles Payne's new book, Unbreakable Investor. Text GIFT to 505-505 and claim your free copy while supplies last. Text GIFT to 505-505.
All right, here's a look at your Sunday planner tomorrow. If you have anything to do outside, do it early because it's going to get pretty hot by 4 and 6 p.m. We're looking at low 90s, and this is just the beginning of a really hot and dry week.
Well, the wait is almost over, and the new Dave & Buster's in Spokane Valley is set to open on Monday. You will find it right by the Valley Mall, the place I like to shop. It's located on East Mansfield Avenue. Now, inside, there's plenty to check out. We're talking more than 100 arcade games, food, drinks, and 40-foot video screen.
Let's all go next week.
Oh, it's in my calendar.
All right, guys, thanks.